Have you ever heard whispers of a secret war? One fought in the shadows of history, long before written records. A war, not between nations, but between the sky and the underworld. This is the story of the Thunderbird and the monstrous beasts that crawled from the depths. A conflict that shaped the very soul of ancient North American cultures. Imagine a time when early tribes lived in constant fear. The world was vast, mysterious, and filled with dangers beyond human comprehension. But the most terrifying threats didn't just lurk in the dark forests. They slithered and clawed their way up from beneath the earth itself. These were the underworld beasts, creatures of nightmare made real. Tribal lore speaks of immense, horned serpents with scales as hard as stone, capable of poisoning entire rivers with a single touch. They tell of shadow beasts, formless and silent, that could snatch a person from their campfire circle, leaving no trace but a lingering chill of absolute dread. And from the deepest caverns came monstrous, many-limbed things born in the planet's molten heart, their only purpose to drag the surface world down into darkness. These weren't just random monsters. They were an army, a force of chaos and destruction that threatened to extinguish the fragile flame of humanity. They represented everything that was cold, corrupting, and life-deep. The underworld wasn't just a place. It was a concept, a symbol of decay, despair, and the inevitable pull of the grave. For the people of that time, these creatures were the physical embodiment of evil. But humanity was not left to face this terror alone. When the ground trembled and the great serpents rose from the lakes, the skies would answer. A shadow would fall over the land. Not a shadow of fear, but of hope. A great storm would gather, not of rain, but of pure power. And from the heart of that storm would emerge the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird wasn't just a giant bird, it was a primal force of nature, a guardian spirit of the upper world. Its wings were so vast, they were said to blot out the sun. And with every beat, they created the sound of thunder that rolled across the mountains and valleys. The lightning that flashed from its eyes was not mere electricity. It was a weapon, a spear of celestial fire capable of piercing the toughest hide and turning shadow to ash. The Thunderbird was the ultimate protector, the embodiment of the sky itself. The sky represented everything the underworld was not. Light, life, growth, and divine order. It was the realm of the sun, the stars, and the life-giving rain. As the creatures of the deep sought to pull the world down into chaos, the Thunderbird fought to lift it up, to preserve the sacred balance of creation. But in the oral traditions, the totem poles, and the sacred ceremonies of dozens of tribes, imagine a colossal serpent, its horned head rising from the choppy waters of a great lake, its hiss like 1,000 knives scraping bone. The sky darkens instantly. The air grows thick with ozone. Then a deafening crack of thunder announces the Thunderbird's arrival. It descends like a living thunderbolt, its talons sharp as obsidian, extended to strike. The serpent coils and lunges, spitting venom that sizzles on the rocks. The Thunderbird dodges, its wings creating hurricane-force winds that whip the water into a frenzy. Lightning flashes from its eyes, striking the serpent's armored scales, sending showers of sparks into the air. The battle rages for hours, a titanic clash of elemental forces. The thunder is the Thunderbird's war cry. The earthquakes are the death throes of the Underworld beast. It has in other stories, the Thunderbird would hunt the shadow beasts. How do you fight something with no physical form? The Thunderbird's divine light was the answer. It would illuminate the land with an ethereal glow, forcing the shadows to retreat, burning them away like mist in the morning sun. It patrolled the boundaries between the worlds, a tireless sentinel ensuring the horrors of the deep remained where they belonged. These battles were more than just fantastic tales to entertain around a fire. They were foundational myths that taught a crucial lesson about the nature of the universe. They established a clear and powerful cosmic duality. The forces of the sky, representing good, order, and life, against the forces of the underworld, representing evil, chaos, and death. This wasn't a gray morality. It was a stark and necessary contrast for survival. The Thunderbird was a symbol that no matter how dark things seemed, no matter what horrors crawled from the abyss, there was a power greater than the darkness. It taught that courage, strength, and a connection to the higher, spiritual world could overcome the forces of decay and destruction. It gave people hope. It gave them a reason to look up at the sky during a storm, not with fear, but with reverence and gratitude. The Thunderbird's role as a protector deity shaped the worldview of these ancient peoples. It explained why storms were both destructive and cleansing. It provided a framework for understanding good and evil, not as abstract human concepts, but as real, tangible forces locked in an eternal struggle for the fate of the world. The Thunderbird was the ultimate hero, the divine champion who fought the battles humans could not, ensuring that the sun would rise again and that life would continue. So the next time you see a dark storm cloud on the horizon and hear that low, distant rumble of thunder, take a moment to listen. You might not just be hearing a weather phenomenon. You might be hearing the echo of an ancient war, the wing beats of a magnificent guardian, and a timeless promise that even in the face of the deepest darkness, the sky will always fight back. This is the hidden war, the legend of the Thunderbird, and the eternal battle for the world. Thank you so much for journeying back in time with us. If you enjoy exploring these powerful myths and legends, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We have so many more stories to share. Until next time, keep looking up.